Welcome to Pure Aqua's Learning Center. In this section of the video, we will cover the Fleck 3150 valve installation. The steps discussed will be what are needed to get this valve installed and online and operational. Starting from the left-hand side here, we have our Fleck 3150 valve body, of course with the controller, 2-inch inlet and outlet connections, our 2-inch drain line flow control, 2-inch distributor screen, the 2 screws that hold the distributor screen in place, 220-volt transformer, lubricant, and generic laterals and riser pipes. Step 1 of the installation process will be installing the drain line flow control onto the drain connection here. As you can see, the drain is clearly marked with drain, and that is on the top part of the valve. Now, what's shown here is a 75 gallon per minute flow control. However, the specific flow rate varies based on application, tank diameter, and media type. So for the sake of this video, we're using a 75 gallon per minute, and it's very important to match the flow direction with what's marked on this flow control. So of course, since the drain water is coming out of the valve, we would need to install the flow control in that same direction. So once Teflon paste or Teflon sealant is installed onto this thread, this gets installed here, initially by hand, and of course finally tightened with some kind of wrench. The next step will be installing the distributor screen onto the bottom of the valve. We have the valve flipped upside down now for demonstration purposes, which makes the valve easier to work on as well. So we actually recommend flipping the valve, setting it on a worktop station, and following the steps we're about to do. So first would be to install the distributor screen here and allow it to clip into place. And once you hear that clicking, you know that the valve has been securely installed. As mentioned before, we have 2 small screws. They're stainless steel flathead, and these screws hold the distributor screen in place. Since this is now a larger valve, it requires some kind of screws to hold this screen in place. A small pilot hole will need to be drilled just to make it easier to install these screws. Now, it's very important that your drill bit is smaller than the screw, so for the sake of this demonstration, we're using a 5/64 drill bit again, but it's very important you double check and make sure that the drill bit used is smaller than that of the screw supplied. So once that's done, make a small hole here just for the sake of making it a little bit easier to install this screw. Once that's complete, the screw gets installed here on both sides. There's 2 screws, one here shown and one directly in the opposite side. So step 3 of the installation process will be installing the transformer onto the control board and making sure that's wired correctly. Now, before we even begin, we want to point out that it is very important that the valve is safe to operate and safe to work with at this stage of the installation process. Make sure that the transformer is not connected to the wall, as injury can occur. Now, again, just to remind the viewers here, various transformers can be used. This is a 220 volt or 230 volt. 110 volt does exist based on, of course, the local power needed. Now, here, this end of the transformer, or this pigtail with the stripped wires, get installed onto the control board. So initially, you would want to route the wires through the strain relief, and of course, at a later stage, these all can be zip tied nicely, just to make sure all the wire is routed properly. And they will get installed onto the control board, which we'll go over shortly here. Once that's all done, you would want to tie in the strain relief to make sure that the wire cannot move back and forth, which is a safety concern as well. So once that's done, this gets tightened. The wire cannot be pulled, which is very important. The next step of this process would be to install these 2 wire leads onto the correct place here on the control board. It's very important to note that there's many different places where customers typically think this 24 volt gets installed. However, there's only one location that this gets installed. On the bottom right hand corner here of this control board, there is a place that's marked 24 volt. So once that position is located here where my finger is pointing, you have 2 small pins here that get pushed up, and the wires get positioned right into place. So once that's done and the valve or the wiring is installed onto the valve, it's important to kind of pull on these wires to make sure that they've been securely fastened, just to ensure that there's no damage that can occur here in case the wire is actually not installed correctly. Once that's verified, that completes the installation of the transformer. Something to point out here, these transformers can be kind of installed on a wall. This really varies or depends on the on-site conditions, but that's just something here. There's tabs here where this transformer can get installed on a skid or some kind of wall. Step 4 of the installation process here would involve lubricating 2 different O-rings. There's the inner O-ring here where the riser pipe gets inserted, and the outer O-ring that seals the tank and valve together. Pure Aqua recommends using a Dow 1-1 lubricant here, which is just a general purpose silicone-based lubricant. Just for the sake of demonstration, we want to show what happens when the valve gets inserted onto this riser pipe on the tank. So essentially, of course, the pipe gets pushed down onto the riser pipe and gets securely installed. So just a few things to point out that are not related really to the valve installation. Of course, you have your FRP tank or any other type of tank that's used in the application. You have your distributor laterals on the bottom that get installed with some kind of riser pipe, and once that's done, of course, the media is loaded inside the tank, and that happens before the valve gets installed. So for the sake of demonstration, of course, the riser pipe will be sitting dead center onto the tank and should be typically flush or slightly less than the top of the tank. The last step here of the valve installation would be to, of course, to install the valve onto the top of the tank. We've made sure that our media has been loaded, and of course the distributors and all screens and laterals are safely installed, and our riser pipe is centered up, and the valve gets installed onto the center. And something to point out here, typically these metal valves get installed in these FRP tanks with plastic fittings here on the top. So it's very important to make sure that your valve is straight so you don't really cross thread any part of the tank here, as that's typically a problem that can happen. Once that's done, the valve, it's only hand tight. And once you get to the point where the valve is somewhat snug, you go to about another quarter to half turn, and with that, the valve has been completely installed onto the FRP tank. This wraps up our Learning Center video, and we thank you for watching.